We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing, aka Kareem Akbar. We're in the building with my man Puerto Rican Free, the great debater, and of course my man Richie Rich,
Yeah.
man, aka Prize. What's going on, brother?
Ain't nothing. What's up with y'all? Getting myself about to be in the crib in a little bit. I cam up in a minute.
But today we got a big topic today. We talking about, man, my guy, Floyd Joy Mayweather, still attacking Abdul Wahid in his camp. I'm kind of wondering, like, why in the world is Floyd even worried about a guy like Abdul Wahid? Who is this kid? You know what I mean? What you guys think about that?
Well, you know that always happens. Go ahead, Free. You go first.
No, I think Floyd just bitter because Tank decided to go his own way. Floyd was making a lot of money off of Tank Davis, and anytime you lose a cash cow like Tank Davis, he don't have anybody else in his camp to substitute that income. I mean, he's going to need pretty much everybody in his camp that he got right now under his umbrella to pretty much become some type of notoriety. They're gonna have some type. They gotta have some type of name, and drawing some fans. Right now, the biggest name he got is Moulton, and so he doesn't have that guaranteed money that was coming in from Tank Davis, because whenever Tank Davis was fighting, he was guaranteed a nice size bag. So not to lose that, it's almost like you losing your job and you got to go out here and go back to the unemployment line or go back to sending out resumes trying to find another job to substitute that income that you was making at a job that you was at for like the last 15, 20 years.
I think it's corny.
I
think both of them be corny towards one another, but that's just me.
Yeah, I just think Floyd is already rich, and if I was Floyd, I would stop supporting Kareem. I mean, not Kareem, Abdul, because I feel like Abdul has been ungrateful, and he don't appreciate all that Floyd's done for him. I mean, if he was me, if I was Floyd, I would just act like the kid is, unalive to me, because I mean, all Floyd has done, I mean, all Abdul has done is be disrespectful, say awful things about Floyd and his family. I just think at the end of the day, I mean, just because you love somebody, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna bring something up. I don't know if you guys thought about this. I feel like Abdul Wahid has a relationship that Adrian Broner always wanted with Floyd and never got. Floyd never got that. I mean, AB never got that big brother, little brother stuff that he wanted from Floyd. It was always one sided. Where you seen Floyd was pretty mutual, like he was with 50 Cent when it came to Abdul Wahid. So I think it's kind of tough when you're dealing with somebody who mutually just don't rock with you. And I just think Abdul, man, really has shown you that he's in it for the money. He used Floyd, and I think that if I was Floyd, I wouldn't give him any more promo. What you guys think?
I don't think he lose Floyd. I think I mean, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There was a lot of stories that things that Floyd done to Tank Davis, the cause Tank Davis to have the issue that he has with Floyd's. I don't know if any of it is true or not. I'm not in their camps. I don't know these guys personally. I just hear all of the stories. But the thing that I do know about Tank Davis is
That's my phone. That's my iPhone.
Probably. The thing that I do know about Tank Davis is Tank Davis don't just go around talk about people unless somebody say something about him. I've never seen Tank Davis just lash out at a person that hasn't said nothing about him, or did anything to him. So I think that it's some other stuff going on behind the scenes that we just don't know about for Tank Davis to say what he said about Floyd or act the way he act towards Floyd. But I don't think Tank Davis is ungrateful because he made it known that he's grateful for the things that Floyd did for him and the things that Floyd taught him.
Mhm.
And also, I mean, you gotta understand if anybody was using anybody, I would say Floyd was using Tank Davis because Tank Davis should have been making a lot more money than he was making under Floyd Davis. I mean, under Floyd Mayweather. Tank Davis was pretty much getting the leftovers of what he was making. If you just hear some of the money that Tank Davis was bringing in, and you hear how much he was actually getting, I don't think Tank Davis was ever getting over on Floyd.
Well, I would disagree with that because I know that Floyd did give him a lot of upfront money. He bought him a car, bought him a house, took him on shopping sprees. None of that
BC.
is free. None of that's free. So I would say that,
He fronted him money, BVO?
of course, that's what you do
No.
when you're a promoter. That's the reason you
Do,
have a promoter.
do you know that, or you just
I know that for a
saying it?
fact. I know that for a fact.
You know that for a fact?
That's not no speculation because I
But
know someone who was
but
signed. I know
the
someone who
thing
was
is,
signed. Hold on, let me finish. I know someone who was signed to go to Mayweather Promotions, and Mayweather, like all promoters, gives you money up front because you're not working. It's just what it is. You're not working every day. If you at this level, you're not working a job. You're not punching nobody's clock. I'm talking about at Tank's level. You're not doing that. So
but
you have to get some money to live. Go ahead.
but what I'm saying is the money that Floyd was giving to Tank Davis, was it worth what Tank Davis was bringing in that he took out? It's almost sounding like Floyd was doing what daggone Don King was doing. According to what you're saying, it sounds similar
Everybody
to that.
does that though.
I'm not going with what everybody. If everybody shoots somebody, that don't mean everybody's right. I don't go with what everybody say. I'm going by what's right and what's wrong. So, like I said, Tank Davis was making Floyd boatloads of money. He was making them boatloads of money.
For sure.
Before, I mean, let's be honest. Who's Floyd's number one fighter?
Right now?
Right now?
No. When Tank Davis was there, who was his number one fighter?
It was Badu Jack, and then Tank took over.
No, it wasn't. It was
Nah.
Tank Davis. It was
No.
Tank Davis.
I was about to say
They
he's
had to
always
build-
been.
They had to build him. He wasn't
No, it was
making
Tank
money off his
Davis.
head.
It was always Tank Davis. That was his
Yeah.
number one fighter. It was always Tank Davis.
Money free to, and these are facts I'm telling you. Like I said, I'm not joking around.
I'm not talking about the money. You talking?
His first time making money from Javante was when he had the Pedraza fight. When he fought Pedraza, that was the first time he actually turned a profit.
No, I'm not talking about making money. I said who was his number one fighter? It was always Tank Davis. He's always been there with Tank Davis. You seen him with Tank Davis when Badu Jack had a fight. You seen him with Tank Davis when anybody else had a fight. He was always with Tank Davis.
Okay, I see.
Tank Davis was his number one fighter.
Yeah, I think you're saying I was the guy. You all right about that.
I agree with you on that one, Free. He always had him in the beginning. He always had him with him. You know, if you see
like
Floyd, you saw Tank.
Go ahead, baby. No, I was just piggybacking off you saying it's like a father-son type of thing.
Yeah. But I don't know where they went wrong at. Like, I think that the two egos collided once Tank started making a little bit more money, and maybe that Floyd might have wanted him to take this fight, and Tank probably said, "Well, hold on, I want to fight this guy." I think that's where
from what I heard, I don't know how true it is. This is just speculation or rumors that I heard. I heard Tank Davis had a relationship with Floyd's daughter, and it went south. And then that's when all of this stuff started.
Wait, what?
That's what I heard. He had relations with Floyd's daughter.
With Yaya? Ain't she too young?
I don't know if it was Yaya because Floyd got multiple daughters. I don't know which daughter.
He got what is it? 3 girls, 2 boys.
I don't, like I said, this is all rumors that I've heard, and I don't know, but the rumor that I've heard. Tank Davis had relations with his daughter,
and that made him bitter.
And the relationship went south, and from that point on, Floyd and Tank been going at each other. From that point on,
I never heard of that. I didn't think his daughter was older. I didn't think they were old enough to even deal with Tank.
What I will say is
he's 30, right?
Instagram videos where Floyd and his daughter is going at Tank Davis, and it talks about how their relationship or whatever they was their relationship, how it went south. They was talking about their relationship. So he did have a relationship with Floyd's daughter. I do know that to be true. I don't know if this is basically where it all came from, but I do know.
Well, how old is Tank?
Tank 29 now.
Well, Yaya's 24, so man, she grew up quick. And he got another, okay. Yaya's 23.
She's 24.
I mean 24, and the other one's 20.
So it definitely was Yaya, because this is around the time when she was going to marry NBA YoungBoy. But the thing that's so crazy about it is, even if that's the case, you got older children as far as daughters go, Free. So what would you say about if a guy that you're doing business with was to date one of your daughters? What would you say or something like that?
It all depends on the type of individual he is, first of all, and how he treats my daughter. I don't as long as a guy is a upstanding gentleman with my daughter, it doesn't matter if we got business together or not. As long as you treat my daughter the proper way, because my daughter is a grown woman, she's going to choose what man she want to be with, whether I like it or not. But as long as the man treats my daughter properly, there's nothing I can say about it.
Yeah, that's a tough one there, BBL. I don't like to mix business and pleasure, but sometimes it happens.
I think you got to remember, a lot of times, man, when you are dating, you're gonna date people you work with, because that's who you spend the most time with. And either way it went, I mean, that let's just be honest, Abdul Wahid has shown us he can be a pig. So he probably did some pig stuff and it went bad. But if it was that way, they should have had a conversation, if anything. But the reason I say that is because even with the new Abdul Wahid, the new and improved version, Camille Moulton, we see Floyd still talking about himself. My thing is, I want to ask you guys this: why is Floyd so insecure? That's my question.
He's always.
I don't think that he never. I don't think because I feel like Floyd is a man child. I feel like he didn't really get a chance to be a kid and play with toys and go. I think everything was boxing. You know what I mean? I think he saw things. He said he saw his father do things, and I just think that mentally he's just like just living like a child, like his childhood out right now, because I don't think that he had a chance to be a child.
I mean, me personally, I think he's always been this way, because if you hear, I don't, matter of fact, I don't even know if Floyd has a brother or anything. I'm quite sure he probably does, but I don't know. But it's always been about Floyd. Ever since he got into the sport of boxing, it's always been about him. His father, his uncle, they always was there to bring him up, and it's always been about Floyd. So when you so used to it always being about you, you take on that mentality. It's just like a child. When you tend to give your child everything they ask for, as they get older, they become spoiled brats. They want everything they ask for when they ask for it, because we so used to giving it to them, they so used to getting it. That's how the mentality they take on that mentality. So when it comes to Floyd, it's always been all about Floyd. Everything was always geared around Floyd when he got into the sport of boxing. So he just took on that mentality, and he's always been that way.
I think the thing is, even when you seen him on the Cam and Mace show, and he was saying, to be jealous or what, I feel like that's what everybody.
Who was on Cam and Mace?
Mayweather was, and
he was.
Yeah, he was on there. And he was basically talking about his, the whole thing with Abdul and all that. And I think I don't understand is,
damn, I didn't see that one.
Things to be getting into.
You going in and out, homie?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just bring the iPhone closer.
I think I'll say this. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong on this. I think maybe Floyd might been messing with a lot of women and messed with maybe the wrong one, and something got on him, because he really is like extra emotional about what guys say. and that never was the Floyd I remember. I don't know what happened to him.
You said Floyd might have been messing with a lot of women. Floyd has been messing with a lot of women. That
And
ain't
Floyd lives with
nothing.
multiple women for years.
I'm just
Multiple.
That ain't a secret.
no, I'm just saying that creates a lot of soul ties and puts you in a different space. And you know, if you mess with a woman who cuss, you gonna start cussing. If you mess with a woman who drinks, you gonna start drinking. You gonna
That's not true.
I mean, if you weak
You
minded,
ain't.
you
I about
will.
to say if you ain't got no willpower, I wish a girl would come in here and be like, "Hey, Prize, I like to paint my. I like to get painted.
but
You know
listen,
what I'm saying? I'm not finna be doing that with you, shorty.
hold on,
Get out of here."
hold on, let me finish the monologue real quick. What I'm saying is this: is that when you're talking about that, you guys got to take yourselves out of it. Everybody's not strong willed. Everybody doesn't always make up their mind themselves. People use others to help make up their mind. Not one minded or not. If somebody you just grooving with a bro and something happened, you can pick up people. You can pick up things. And I think he might have picked up on a woman, in my opinion. And I just if that's where that's coming from. But you got
Nah, I think
go ahead.
I don't. I mean, he very well could have. But the Floyd that I've learned to know on TV, and the Floyd that I've been seeing going around the towns and stuff like that. Because I've met Floyd a couple of times. Um, it's like I said, it's always all about him, and it comes the same thing with the women. If the women wasn't all about him, or they were smiling at another
They
individual,
cut. They
he'll
cut.
drop them,
They
and pick
cut.
up another one.
They cut from the team,
Yeah,
dog.
he'll
You
drop
heard?
them and pick up another one. So I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that it didn't happen that way, like you said, Kareem Akbar, but it very well could have happened that way. But I don't know him to be that way. I know him to be it's all about him, and if you're not about him, he's moving on to the next one.
And you know what? That very well could be true. But I ask you guys this. Okay, that being said, you see that he's doing a great job. You got Richard Schaefer running Mayweather Promotions, which who we all know is a genius. Um, he got Camille Moulton, who looks like he's gonna be the goods. Why why do we still hear Abdul Wahid's name come up when it comes to the Floyd thing? Because if you don't need him, why is he always talking about it?
I think I think their relationship. I don't like I said I don't really want to get into it because I don't know the facts of the reason why they went their separate ways. But I think it could have been a little bit of that, and I think it could have been the fact that Tank did turn down Moulton for his fight card.
Mm-hmm.
He's because he know everybody's going to watch Tank Davis fight, and what better way to get your fighter out there by putting him on a card that's everybody's going to be watching. And when Tank turned him down, I think he was bitter because of that as well. And he probably like, man, I help you get to this, and you can't help one of my young fighters coming up. So he could be bitter because of that as well.
Yeah, that was. I think Cremel had tweeted something, and Tank was like, "Next time, keep your mouth closed." Woo woo woo. And that was the way to get back at Floyd. But I don't like the way that the young boy got. He got kind of did dirty in that situation. Like he don't got nothing to do with that. If I'm Tank Davis, like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I understand like the angle where Tank was coming from. Oh, I'm gonna show Floyd. I'm gonna flex my power now. I'm gonna get his fighter took off. My car. It's my car. I don't want him on my card. Leonard, you better tell him I don't want him on my card like that. And that's what happened. But I felt bad. I felt bad for Cromel at the time, but he bounced right back. You know, he had got to fight. But I thought that was kind of lame though. Like I wouldn't have did that to the young bull, man. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't have did it. Like some of these, I don't know, man. These new dudes is different.
I'll say this.
You seen like Saquon Barkley? He the Nick Sirianni said, "Yo, you 13 yards away from your career high rushing yards." Woo woo. You heard what Saquon said? No, let the young boys eat.
Well,
You know what I mean?
you gotta remember this. Saquon Barkley was he has nothing against the Giants, so he has no reason.
I'm just saying his
No,
mentality
take out
where
what
he
take out what I'm saying. Um, I just think he has no need to get back at them. So there's nothing for him to do. There's a reason for Floyd to kind of get back up Abdul. Salute to my man Bruce Gas. I just think that if I was Floyd, it just shows you you cannot give no dude you don't know that well that kind of shine. If he would have gave the same shine to Adrian Broner, it would have been different. I just think Floyd got to pick better people to get that shine to because, one of our favorites, my man, brother Bernard Hackett, who comes on the show all the time, his son was with Floyd Mayweather. Um, Africa was with Floyd Mayweather. A lot of guys, Shakur Stevenson was about to sign with Floyd Mayweather, but because he didn't like the way the ad was set up, that he had a bunch of little stars and he was one of the little stars and they had Tank as the main thing. Shakur decided to go with Top Rank. So no matter whatever we say, Floyd really just picked the wrong guy. And to be honest with you, there's certain people, certain regions that's known for being grimy and dirty. And I would say if you know anybody's gonna be dirty, it's definitely gonna be a Baltimore nigga. You know that for a fact.
What? That's crazy.
I'm just being totally honest. I mean, Free will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. That it's not nothing that's not known. So he got on, and it's F Floyd now, and I just think that's crazy. But moving on from that, because it's sad that we even got to talk about that. What do you guys think about Coach Calvin confirming that story about Floyd kicking Tank out of his gym? What do you guys think about that? What's
I mean,
what's
going on, Bruce? What's going on, GP? That could be another reason why Tank Davis is doing what he's doing. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it goes both ways. It's not just one person doing it. It goes to both of them. It could be the reason why Tank Davis said, you know what? Okay, you want to kick me out the gym, and this I'm not putting your fight on my daggone card. You kick me out the gym, I kick your fight off my card. And right when he had kicked him out the gym, that's when the time had came out about the whole daughter situation. But like I said, it's kind of bad, but you kicking him out the gym for what reason? Just because you don't like him? You ain't got to be there when he's there. As long as he's paying his bill, you keep that money coming in. Now, I mean, I know you don't need the money, but it kind of looked bad on Floyd for doing it, because you're like that. You kicking Tank Davis out the gym, and we know who Tank Davis is. Who else you got in your daggone stable? I mean, you got Moulton, but he's a young guy. So I mean, it's just a bad situation all the way around.
I'm gonna ask you this real quick, Free, because it's a known fact. People don't know this, but Floyd Mayweather's gym is free to the public. He doesn't charge anything. It's free to the public. But he never knew, from what the story that I was reading about, Abdul never knew that he was kicked out of the gym. And that's why you're seeing Coach Kenny and them kind of, going saying crazy stuff about Floyd. That's where that came from. I'm more or less saying this. I think how it goes, I all right for Floyd to say, you know what? Hey, my guy, I'm gonna support him even though he being a sucker. And he should have just did that because it made him look bad. And Mike Garner.
Well, yeah, I about to say the brother Mike Garner in the chat had a nice comment. Go ahead, BVO.
Started crapping on Tank. Hold on, somebody got their phone. Can somebody mute their phone? I don't hear on the line.
My phone ain't even on. I'm on my laptop.
Yeah, hit that phone for me, bro. He said Floyd started crapping on Tank and he chose to go solo. But let me ask you this, Free. If you had
that's not me. My drum muted.
If you had somebody that you bought up and they just turned their whole back on you like that, what would be your first response, Free? And then I'm gonna have you answer the same question.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I said, what would you do if you had a guy that you bought from nothing and he turned his back on you? What would you do on something like that?
I don't look at it as he turned his back on him. Floyd making it that way, because I just look at it as if I was in Floyd's situation and I brought a guy up from basically nothing, and made him a superstar, I will feel happy helping him get to the point where he can start his own promotional company. I will be happy, and I will guide him in any way that I can possibly do it to make sure that he get it up and running to where he can be successful. Floyd making it about him and Tank instead of looking at it as his brand is branching off. That's Tank Davis is part of his brand. Whether we look at it that way or not, we all know Tank Davis because of Floyd. So Tank Davis starting his own promotional company, Floyd could have flipped it and made it look like is Money Mayweather branching off, starting another whole brand new promotional company.
Like a
So
little
I
sub
think,
company.
yeah, I think he's handling it wrong. He could have handled it better. Like I said, I think there's a lot more into it than just Tank Davis decided to go on his own. I think it's more to it, and that's the reason why Tank decided to go on his own.
Yeah, GP. That's exactly right. Every time Tank got a fight coming up, him and Mayweather, the beast heats up again. You know what I mean? It's just it's like it's evident at this point. You know what I mean? But Floyd Mayweather, again, like I said yesterday, he could have like really controlled the whole boxing scene, but he chose to be selfish. He goes at it with Tank. I think it's I like what D Free just said. Like Floyd could have be like, yeah, now we got GTD Promotions. You know what I'm saying? In association with Mayweather Promotions. It could have been a whole. He could have had mad different like promotional companies in the sport of boxing, but Floyd chose to be arrogant and to be the way he is. But I ain't disagreeing with some of the brothers in the chat though. Like Tank, he was super loyal at first. Like imagine Javante at his age when he first got with Mayweather, bro. You go straight to the top, bro. You got Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? But Floyd doesn't know how to run a promotional company. He doesn't seem like he knows how, because he tries to make everything about him. You know what I mean? Instead of making it about the kids. Like when Cromell Moten had a fight. After Cromell Moten's fight, we at the post fight, and Floyd's talking about how much money he made and who's beat more champions. And Cromell standing behind him like smiling. Like I know Carmelo, he's still young. He probably like the way Mayweather was talking his ish. But nevertheless, it was Carmel's time to shine. But Floyd had to remind everybody he made hundreds of $1 millions in this sport. He's beat the top competitors, and the same thing that he's been saying over and over and over again. When he should have been like, Cromell is gonna beat more champions than me. He's gonna sell more pay-per-views than me. He didn't do it that way. He wanted to let you know that he's still the top dog. And
The,
he will not let it go, bro. He
the,
won't.
the, the thing is with Floyd, Floyd doesn't look at the bigger picture
Mm.
because Floyd could have put himself in a position where he could have been the next Al Heyman.
Al
Now,
Heyman, he could have been a turkey Al
no,
Sheik
no,
man,
but
running
what I'm
everything.
saying is, at some point, Al Heyman is going to step down. He's going to pass on, or he's going to step down. Who's going to take over that? If Floyd does happen to take over, because from all reports, Floyd is partners with Al Heyman. If Floyd does take over, most of the people are going to leave.
It's cooked.
They're going to leave.
I don't know. Maybe get brother Sam Watson in.
He might have a
I
few
don't
that
know.
stay around. He might have a few stay around, like some of the younger guys. But the older guys that know how Floyd run business, most of those guys are going to leave.
And most of those guys are almost out the door anyway. Keith Thurman's out the door. Danny Garcia's out the door. Deontay Wilder's out the door. Um, Errol Spence is almost out the door. I mean, most of these guys are out the door anyway, so it don't even matter about that initial class that he bought to the startup. I think no matter how we slice it, I think Floyd really is a genius. I mean, Floyd bought Al Heyman, the music producer, the concert promoter, better yet, to the business of boxing. And anybody who knows Al Heyman, who Al Heyman still lives in Cleveland. So Al Heyman's not a dude who wants to have the big lights or any of that. So I mean, either way it go, he the one that bought Al Heyman. He's the one that partnered with Richard Schaefer and Juan Gonzalez. who was the vice president of Golden Boy Productions, and did 15 fights with him and Richard Schaefer. They all did it. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like Floyd isn't a genius when he is, because he's the one that got out to be his attorney and personal lawyer, and was able to do some of those big deals. So I think really with Floyd, it's hard because Floyd said one thing and now he's saying another. So that's, I think, his biggest problem. He said,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I understand about the whole Richard Schaefer and everything, but we gotta see what comes behind it, because right now we haven't seen anything yet. We haven't seen anything come behind it yet. So yeah, he has them, but he hasn't produced anything yet. So
no, I was talking about in the past. I'm speaking of the
no,
past.
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now. With him having Richard Schaefer, we gotta see something produced from it, because right now, I mean, since he had Schaefer, Moulton went and fought on Danny Garcia's promotion. He that wasn't under PBC or anything like that. That was on the Danny Garcia promotion on a low budget channel or whatever. So we got to see what produced behind that, because yeah, he got a big name promoter, but I mean, or vice president, or whatever you want to call him. We got to see what he does, because if he get him and they don't do anything, yeah, you got him, but y'all didn't do anything.
I guess the thing, my question would be, what is the end goal? If you look at who's the best, I would say who would you say is the best prospect, the most notable prospect? You probably would say Ben Whitaker, and you probably say Kamel Moulton.
I wouldn't say Ben Whitaker.
I'm talking about as far as popularity.
I wouldn't say Ben Whitaker neither.
Well, popularity wise, he's very popular on YouTube.
He's very popular. He's got 2 million. He's got 2 million subscribers on YouTube. He got 8 million on Instagram. He's really popular. So that's what
popular.
I'm saying. He's really
whether
popular.
We like it or not.
Yeah, he's real popular. So
and shout out to Danny Garcia and his promotional company, and shout out to my man Juan. My man Juan got his son fights for Danny Garcia. I'm gonna see if I can get him to come up here. Juan Rivera Jr. Shout out to Juan Rivera and his son Juan Rivera Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say when you look at most notable prospect, I wouldn't say neither one of them are in the top, because you got to think about the guy that won Prospect of the Year, Shoo. You got to think about guys like Emilio Vargas, who's on Top Rank, that fights on ESPN. You got to think about Doodle Mason, who's making a noise. Everybody's starting to want to see him more. You got other what's the other prospect? Well, he's not a prospect no more, but he was a prospect, which was God, what is his name? Xander Zayas. I wouldn't look at Moulton as a top prospect or notable prospect, and I wouldn't look at Ben Whitaker as a notable prospect, because the first time people really got a chance to watch Ben Whitaker fight, which was a couple of weeks ago, and we saw what happened.
No, that's not true. Free people been watching Ben Whitaker because he's very popular online.
Listen what I'm saying. The people that's been watching him were people overseas. Nobody over here was actually watching Ben Whitaker.
Well, I watched him a couple times because he was popular. I don't agree with that all the way.
Hold up. You watched his subscribers. Hold up. You watch his live fights, or you watch a video?
No, I watched him live fights on my well, I'll be honest, on my Fire Stick. Yeah, because I mean, he was fighting in the UK somewhere, and I just happened to turn on the TV.
Most of his popularity is from the UK. I'm talking about people over here.
But nevertheless, 8 million followers and 2 million followers is 2 million followers.
Yeah, over in the UK, yes, he's very popular.
It's not just 2 million on his YouTube. It's not just 2 million UK people, bro.
I didn't say it's just 2 million UK people, but I said over in the UK, he's very popular in the UK.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt about it.
But I wouldn't say he's one of the most notable prospects. I would
say he is.
I mean, that's your opinion, but
it's not really an opinion, Free, because we're talking about. Let me finish.
It's an opinion.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not an opinion. Is because I don't know how you've been. If you follow what young guys you follow, but Ben Whitaker's name comes up so much because he's Roy Jones Jr. Like that's
No,
what a lot of people say. I
no,
don't. I would agree with that. But I don't know if
no.
I agree with that after his last fight, but the man looks a lot like Roy. So I know a lot of people in the
Yeah, when
states
he
are starting
fights
to
No,
lesser
compare
hold up,
him.
hold up,
competition.
hold up.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me that's not an opinion. It is an opinion, unless you have actual fact to say he's the most popular
I didn't say he's the
prospect.
most. I said he's more notable. If Abdullah Mason
Unless you
barely got 100,000.
unless you can show me actual fact that he's the most
You
notable
don't go off
prospect.
numbers, free,
Dog,
because the
that
numbers
is
say
dog. The
the
number.
numbers is this. Hold on, the
Dog, hold
numbers
up. No,
is
hold
8
up.
million.
Let me finish saying what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Notoriety is based off numbers. How many people is watching you? That's based off of numbers. So you will have to give me an actual fact of his numbers.
Well,
Based
you
off
know
of
the numbers.
notoriety.
That's going to be hard to do, D free, because you know
So
the numbers
Are
are
you
going
talking
to
about his
opinion.
fights? Or you
the
talking
numbers are
about
going
his
to be more.
Thank you.
The numbers are going to be more bigger in the UK, because
Thank
I'm
you.
pretty
Thank
sure they're
you.
going to
Thank
watch
you.
him more in the
Thank
UK.
Oh, you
thank
talking
you.
about the actual
That's
fight. I'm
why
talking
I
But
about his
said
not. But
videos and stuff.
no,
nevertheless, the kid is even whether
no,
he's a good fighter or
no.
not. He's
I
very,
didn't
very
say
popular. He's a
I didn't
very,
say
very popular prospect. Free.
can I finish what I'm saying before y'all cut me off? I'm not saying that he's not popular. I'm not saying that he's not notable
Notable.
in the UK. What I'm saying is that is an opinion. It's an opinion. You can't prove it for a fact. It's an opinion.
So you don't go off the social media following? I'm just asking you.
No, you don't. Because Ryan Garcia got a bunch of social media followers.
And they
That's what you
sold
said the second fight.
1.4 million
So,
pay-per-views.
yeah, he got 1 point.
No. I said he sold 1 point. What is
He
it?
didn't sell 1.2.
Okay, well, he was a part of a pay-per-view that
Yeah,
sold
he was.
1.4 million.
So would you say Ryan Garcia is more notable than Floyd Mayweather?
No.
He got more followers than Floyd Mayweather.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
No, he don't
does.
got. I don't know if he
This
On
got more.
Instagram,
on YouTube and Instagram
I
combined,
don't
he has
go.
more.
Floyd
He
ain't
has,
no YouTube nigga. I'm going off Instagram.
it don't matter what you go off of. It's followers. Period. It doesn't matter what you go off of.
I don't know, free. Those numbers sound a little skewed
It
because
doesn't matter
Ryan is
what
very
you go
popular.
off of.
Floyd Mayweather has 30 million Instagrams for followers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'll put like this: Ryan has had a lot of big looks, man. Gatorade, Dame Dollar. But I get what you're
King
saying.
Ryan has
No.
12.1 million Instagram people. So
Yeah, he does.
Floyd dog walks him in
Yeah,
followers, bro. I don't
but you're
know.
right. You're right. You're right. Free. Maybe it just feel like Ryan's real popular. That's what it feels like. He's real popular.
No, all I'm saying is that you saying he's more and just like you said Moulton is more notable than these other guys that I
Then
just mentioned.
Abdullah Mason doesn't talk.
No, I don't. It
Nah,
doesn't matter.
he's not more popular than Abdullah
No,
Mason.
it doesn't matter if he talk or not. Tank Davis didn't talk for the first 10 years of his career.
Yeah.
He was still more notable
Yeah.
than most of the guys in the sport of boxing.
I ain't think the nigga could talk for real, for real. And then
So
when
I
he
mean,
do
it
talk,
doesn't matter if
it
he
took him
talk
a
or talk or
while to
not.
get it together. When he just started talking, he had to, because I didn't understand what the nigga was saying half the time. I was like, what?
You got some guys that just quiet. They don't talk a lot.
Yeah, no
Tank
doubt.
Davis is one of those guys.
Well,
He just,
boxing is one of the sports, you shouldn't be quiet. You should be very vocal in the sport of
I
boxing.
Well,
mean,
give me your top 3 prospects, free, real quick. It
I
don't
just
have to
named
be.
them. I just named them.
Who?
Shoo
Who are
Shoo,
you?
Well, I would go
Shoo.
5. Do 5. 3 is.
No, Shoo, Emilio Vargas.
Is Sue still a prospect still? I thought he was a contender now.
I don't want to call him a
he,
prospect
He
anymore.
got a belt.
he just got prospect of the year last year.
Okay, so that didn't happen. I don't want to call him a prospect again.
Yeah,
he
got the
it doesn't matter
WBC.
if you going to call him again. He's a prospect until he become a contender. He's a prospect. Until
Well,
you become
I
a
don't know if
contender, you a prospect.
Well,
a top 10 dude is a
let's look at his
prospect.
rankings.
He top 10. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to call him a prospect.
He could be considered a prospect.
I don't. I bet he
hold
probably
on 1
would feel
second,
like
Charles.
he's a
1 second, Charles. So you
prospect.
said you got Shoo. Who else? Who's your
I got Shoo. I got Emilio Vargas. I got Abdullah Mason. I got Tiger Johnson, and I got what is the other guy he just fought? Oh, Shoo, Tiger Johnson,
Richard Torres.
You can put him in there, but I don't
Vargas.
know. No, I say Vargas. It's another black dude that just fought. Oh,
Tiger.
I said Tiger.
He looked garbage his last fight.
I said Vargas, Tiger, Shushu, Abdullah Mason. I'm missing one. I just dang, what is his name? I just say Richard Torres. Because I can't think of the guy's name. I just say Richard Torres.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would
name?
say for me, number 1 would be Camille Moulton. Number 2, Abdullah Mason. No, I'll take that back. Number 2, Emiliano Vargas. Number 3, Abdullah Mason. And I would say number 4, Ben Whitaker. And I would say 5 would have to be for me. It would have to be Richard Torres because I think he showed a lot of promise. But to me, I don't think anybody understands how good Ben Whitaker can be if he can get the right training. This dude is Roy reincarnated, man. This is crazy.
No, he's not.
No.
Yes, he is, bro. Do you see his videos? Where
I seen him flip out the ring and didn't want to fight no more. Roy would have got back in the ring and rumbled.
No, this is the problem that I have. Yes, he's very athletic. He's very athletic. The problem that he hasn't faced anybody. Once he faced somebody, we saw what happened. So, yes, he's athletic. The man doesn't have the fundamentals. Have the fundamentals. So when he got in there with somebody who wasn't going for all that showboating and all that, and he just came to fight, we saw what happened.
He didn't even showboat in that fight one time, Free.
He couldn't because he wasn't the guy that he was in there with wasn't going for it.
And he got out of the fight with that, and he should have lost the fight on the scorecards, but they call it a draw. He should have lost the fight on scores. But whatever. I mean, I still think that he is a top one of the guys. I would just put. I don't really have an order, so I would just say Cremel and Whitaker, Abdullah, Torres, Emilio, and Emilio.
Y'all got to right to y'all's opinion, but man, I could be wrong, but the videos make him look like Roy.
But the videos against D and F competition, though, when he stepped it up to a C minus type of guy, he was getting exposed.
That dude wasn't no C minus.
No, he wasn't a. But what is he then?
He had just got knocked out.
Just because you get knocked out doesn't make you a bum.
He ain't a bum. Like the guy wasn't a bum. The guy's like a C minus for me.
So would you call Earl Spence a bum? He just got knocked out.
He didn't get knocked out. He got stopped.
He got stopped. I mean, that's still a knockout.
He pretty much got knocked out. You talking about
Mike Wilder, Lennox, everybody been knocked out. I don't count
Mike Tyson
that.
got knocked out. You wouldn't
nothing.
call him a bum. Mike Tyson got knocked out multiple times. You wouldn't call Roy Jones a bum. He got knocked out multiple times.
When you've been watching boxing since the 80s, dog, you getting knocked out means nothing to us. Hardcore people. It means nothing to us.
That's why I said that's why we have the problem that we have in the sport of boxing now.
Yep. Everybody's scared to lose because everybody and the way the boxing, but Free. Peep this. The way boxing move when you do lose, it's like
that's what I was about to say.
It's so devastating. Some people don't make it back. It takes you years to work your way back for one loss. Back in the day, one loss, you be in a big fight. The next fight, you might be in a title fight.
That's what I was about to say. Is PBC fighters. Raymond Floyd lost to Nick Ball. He came right. What's his name? Regis Prograde lost a fight. He came right back. I mean, people lose fights, but when it comes to PBC, if you lose, PBC gonna give you a 2-year vacation.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't.
Mm-mm.
Tim Tszyu is the first fighter I've seen under the PBC banner that come right back into another fight after a loss. Right back into.
What are you talking about? You a lie.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
Jamel Charlo lost to Tony Harris and came right back.
Right back.
He had a rematch clause. I'm not talking about.
It doesn't matter. He came right back.
He came right back.
Okay, I'll give you that. Go ahead. You got that.
No, there's plenty of PBC fighters that lost and came right back. We saw Rolly Romero get knocked out and came right back and got a title.
Yep.
We saw Pitbull
recently.
We saw Pitbull Cruz lose and came right back, and then he worked his way up to get a title fight.
Mm-hmm. And now he's looking like he's gonna get another title fight with a rematch.
Mario Barrio lose twice, and now he's a title holder. No, I mean, dog. it's not just the PBC. It happens in every fight.
It's a sport of boxing in itself.
It's
Like
it's
they,
the it's the fans. When the fans put down the fighters and say, "Oh, he's a bum. He's not worth watching no more."
yeah,
That's
Fondor
when it
got
happens.
smoked, Michael
Yeah,
Garner, and he was right back at it.
yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot of PBC fighters
Tim Layton
get
salute.
get beat up and get stopped and come right back.
Mm-hmm. So I
I
don't
mean,
want to just I don't
even
want to just
Erson
target
Lubin.
PBC. I think it's
Even,
the whole sport of boxing. Like a one loss can be so devastating, and people are scared to, what I mean? They want to get their houses and their cars paid off, and they want to do all these things, man. But fight.
I mean, we saw Erson Lubin get knocked out by Jamel Charlo. He was in a fight the following like 6 months later.
Mm-hmm. I like Lubin. I want to see him get another shot right now. I
So
like
we
Lubin.
saw we saw we saw Caleb Plant get stopped by Canelo. He was in another big fight right after that.
A couple big fights.
Right. I mean, it happens to the
I
people
like
that
Caleb Plant, like what BVO said the other day. Caleb Plant lost his first fight. He just don't care no more. He's just a savage.
I
He
mean,
just don't
it,
care.
it, it happens like that for some people. Some people, they need to lose the fight because they were so
Or two.
overprotected of the O.
Mm-hmm.
Once they lose it, they were like, okay, you know what? I lost it. It ain't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
I'm still good. I still got fans. But some people, because of the way the fans move, they hear it. I keep telling people all the time, these boxers watch YouTube. If they
Yes.
don't watch
They don't
YouTube,
have
their
nothing else to
team watch YouTube.
watch because
If they don't watch it, their
the
team
media
watch
is
it.
here. Right. You're 100% right, D Free. They act like they don't watch YouTube. They watch it. They probably can be watching these playbacks. Trust me, 100% they be watching because where else are they going to hear about boxing talk unless it's on YouTube? Because then you ain't going to hear about it on ESPN. They ain't talking about no boxing like that. So where are they going to come get the information and what's cooking in the streets? They come get it from us. So they
Yeah.
they act like they don't, and they say, "Oh well, yeah, we little YouTuber." No, we controlling the media right now. What are y'all talking about? If it wasn't for us, nobody would talk about none of you niggas.
No, I
Stephen A
mean,
will be in there once a blue moon. If a big fight come in, Stephen A will get on there and say something. Other than that, he not talking about no Jaime Mugians and no Islari Landra, Laura like we do, and Tim Zudi. They not finna get on ESPN and waste any money on their budget for that. That control right here.
You know, one
Us.
thing I will say is Stephen A. doesn't know nothing about
Us.
boxing because he said
Nothing.
he would love to see Lomachenko versus Sean Porter. When I heard that, I saw you ain't even
Yeah,
know.
get him out of here. Pack him up and get him out of here.
who said that?
Stephen
Remember, I don't
A.
know if you remember when Stephen A. said that he would love to see Sean Porter versus Lomachenko. You don't remember that?
How
He
how
didn't
would
know.
that
See,
even
that's
be
the whole thing. He didn't
possible?
know
He
that.
don't know boxing.
He
That's
didn't
the
know.
point.
Free.
He don't know. He don't know
He
nothing.
didn't know.
The
No,
only
This
one they
this is
had
back
was
when they had Teddy
Max.
Atlas.
no,
Max
Teddy
and
Atlas
Teddy.
just laughed at him.
that's not even physically possible for that to happen.
No.
Yeah, but he didn't know that. He didn't know that.
Stephen
but
A. just was saying stuff.
but speaking of that, I want to ask you guys a funny question. We all know Halloween's coming up. I want you guys to give us your top 3 Halloween movies, man.
Mm,
Off the rip, Halloween and Jason off the rip.
yeah.
And you could, I mean, anyone except for Freddy versus Jason,
Trash.
and Jason goes to outer
Space.
space. Yeah,
Trash.
the all.
My
I put it
Go
this
ahead.
way: the early '80s Jason movies, the early '80s Michael Myers movies. Those are
Mhm.
my top Halloween
Yeah.
movies. And then
Jason.
the next one, um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm. I like Jason. The old Jason, like D Free said, the Jason that would tie you up when he had the girl in the sleeping bag and zipped her up in a sleeping bag and she was screaming. He just picked her up and hit her against a tree. Bang! Bang! I'm like, yo, I used to root for Jason, man. So definitely Jason. And what used to creep me out. It was a werewolf joint they used to get me when I was a young boy. I can't remember, man. It was some kind of werewolf movie, man. That joint used to have me terrified. I can't remember the movie, man. Maybe somebody in the chat or one of y'all brothers can help. It was a '80s werewolf movie. Was crazy. That
I,
joint had me tweaking. And Michael Myers.
I would say my top three is Us. Number two would be what's that movie? It's the black guys dating a girl and like they taking over people's bodies. I can't. Is Us and then it's one more. Dang.
You like me, dog. I can't think of my werewolf joint.
Where the guy was a photographer and the girl was trying to take over his body. You know what I'm talking about? It was a Peel movie.
Oh
Jordan.
no, I don't know. I
Oh,
wouldn't know.
okay.
The only other movie that I would put up there too, any one of the Exorcists, any one of them
I
joints.
never watched none of them joints. Them
The,
joints.
o- the on- I'm gonna tell you the only reason why they scare me so much is because I know for a fact that was based off a true story because it happened right here at Georgetown University. It's based off a true story, and every time I watch that joint, I get nervous because I got two sons that's university police officers for Georgetown, and I asked them, I said, have y'all ever been to where the whole thing happened at in Exeter? They were like, yeah, they got a room, it's still there and everything.
That's
But
crazy.
people don't use the room, but it's still there.
That's so crazy. I'm mad I can't think of my werewolf movie, man. That joint was crazy though. When the boy used to change, man. When that nigga changed, man, I used to be so shook, bro.
I watched a lot of werewolf movies, so I couldn't even tell you which
Yeah,
one it
that
was.
werewolf joint used to have. You know that I ain't even gonna front. I'm gonna keep it all the way tall with y'all right now. That Michael Jackson Thriller used to have me tweaking too, boy, because I was
Bro,
scared of werewolves.
you the second person that said that.
Yo,
'Cause
man, Thriller, because I was young when Thriller came out. When Michael changed to that werewolf on that girl, I was terrified. And they danced, and I tried to like it because I liked the dancing. You know what I mean? When I was a young boy. But Michael had me scared on that one, man. I'm gonna let y'all. Michael had me scared on that when I was a young boy. I was scared of Thriller. I ain't even gonna front. I was scared of Thriller, bro.
yeah, you the second person I heard say that.
That Thriller had me tweaking, dog. When Michael was like, he started changing.
Matter of fact, I think it might have been Thomas Hill. It was somebody that said
Yeah,
it.
somebody said that. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That Thriller
It
used
might
to
not.
have
No,
me.
it might not have been a Thomas Hill. It was somebody because I was on Clarence Live and he was asking the same question, the best Halloween movie, and somebody put in the chat Michael Jackson Thriller. I was like, what?
Word to my mother, yo. That Thriller, if you like when that came out, because I was young when that came out. So I liked Michael Jackson. I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever. But that video used to scare me, dog. When that nigga changed to the weird thing, the werewolf joint, I was scared of werewolves when I was a young boy because of that. So then when like I said, I can't remember the movie, that Halloween movie, but that werewolf joint was crazy. You know what I mean? Because Thriller made me scared of werewolves when I was a young boy. I ain't want no smoke with no werewolves. No. Anything werewolves, I would like watch it a little bit, but then I would. I mean,
Yeah, but
as a
yeah,
young boy.
I
they're,
tell
they're,
you, the scariest thing for me is if the wrong person get in the White House. That's what nightmare.
Yeah, that's some real ish right there. I
they're
don't even want to have that conversation. I'm not gonna have that conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but any movie that deal with like the spiritual type movies, them joints scare me. Like the Owen,
Yeah.
them joints they scared the mess out of me
Hmm.
because I know those demon spirits is real. I
Those are
know
real.
them joints is real.
Yes. Yeah. It's some good scary movies. That I can't remember the last time they made a real good one. It's been a while.
Oh, but let me ask you this. Somebody asked me this earlier, and I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. We just hit 3,100 subscribers,
Yeah.
2 million views. We've been averaging
That's crazy.
40,000 views a day. I appreciate everybody.
That's
Um,
crazy.
but I gotta ask you guys this: what you guys think about Abdul Wahid's fight being canceled? I want you guys' opinion on that.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Is that true? Kareem Akbar, I don't know if that's true because I heard Tank. I think I not heard, but I saw Tank tweet something like Cap or something like that. I don't know how true it is. I think that they want to try to pair him up with David Benavidez and David Morrell and make a big thing because I'm not sure if we all think that because since PBC's with Amazon Prime, do they? I don't know if there's a budget. That'd be like a question I would like to ask. Is there like a budget? Because it seems like it's difficult to put on fights now. Now Tank wants more money. Canelo made some money. But Tank is looking at that and he's probably like, "Yo, it's my time to shine." And they probably ain't got no funding like they think.
I don't know
I hope that's
what
not true, man. That
I don't know what was the reason why the fight was quote unquote postponed, because I heard people saying that it
money,
might it might it might be canceled,
it's
but
money,
I heard that it was postponed. Um, but I don't know what the reason is, to be honest with you.
money,
I mean, you keep saying money, but I don't know if that's the actual.
money.
I don't know if that's the
Boy
actual
wants to
truth.
be paid more
Yeah,
than $2 and $3 million guaranteed, bro. That's what it is.
I mean, if he wants to be paid more than $2 or $3 million guaranteed, then I mean, he's gonna have to put on a better fight, because Amazon ain't trying to pay for Lamar
Well,
Roach.
well, I don't know what he's supposed to do then. What he's supposed to do?
I mean,
Go to 40.
I mean, he's gonna have to do something if he wants to
There's
be
no
paid more.
35 pounders for him.
But
Retire.
but
Retire. Come on,
but
man.
the thing is, if you want to get paid more money, you gotta produce more. That's the way it goes. The more money you want to get, you gotta produce more.
He
So
tried
if
to
you,
make a big fight with
I'm
Lomachenko.
not talking about all that. I mean, just because Loma said no doesn't mean that you just stop at Loma or Shakur and say, you know what, I try to make these two big fights, they didn't happen. I'm gonna go ahead and get somebody else who's not
Like
not
who?
a big name like that. So I mean, there's other big names that he can go after. There's other big names or bigger fights that he can go after
Like
over
who?
Lamar Roach. You can name anybody at 40. Is a bigger name, is a bigger fight than Lamar Roach.
But don't they all got fights coming up
No,
and
not all of them. No,
like who?
none.
Educate us.
No, none of them have fights coming up right now. None of them.
None of them.
None
They're
of them.
free. Tio's free. But I did hear this from a very reliable source. Tio was offered a fight and was blocked by Bob Arum. So that fight
I
could have
think Bob will let him go out there and get
no
smashed by Tank and get his payday off of it.
because litigation. That's why the fight didn't go through.
Bob
I
ain't
think,
Bob. Bob ain't letting Tio make no more money because Tio wants to be out of his contract. So he said, "You want to be out? I'm not putting no fights on for you
yep,
until
shelf.
you pay me my money that I gave you."
It's the
The money,
wrong.
the
That's the
money.
wrong person to go to war. Well, I'm not. Well, you got to be strategic like Mayweather, but for the most part, people that have beef since Mayweather did that, it's been tough to get out of them top rank contracts. Boy, they had you
No,
shelved up.
Mayweather did what Tio got to do. Mayweather paid out of his contract.
Mhm.
Tio got to pay his way out. If he wants to get out, he got to pay. That's the only way. So, but
Floyd
I
paid
think
all
I
that
think
money to
I
get out
mean
that
you
No,
got
contract.
you got
it's
you
not
got
about
guys that he
it's not about venue, Michael Gardner. That's cap. It's not about venue. It's about them not selling enough tickets in Houston. That's pretty much what it came down to. They didn't sell enough tickets. I mean, they're not going to say that, but nobody wants to see Lamont Roach. And to be honest with you, Tank does not make the fans control what fights we see, not him.
maybe maybe they finally listening to me. If it's not a fight you want to see, don't pay for it. Maybe they finally listen to me instead of y'all paying for it and then complain after y'all watch it.
Maybe so. And that all boils down to money. The money wasn't right. I don't know what they go. I don't know what that kid Tank gonna do. He gonna have to go to 40, man, because there ain't nothing to do at 35, bro. That's like playing
Well,
the game that you
That's
beat
true too.
already. You keep beating the game.
question real quick. What I'm saying is what they do is before they have a fight, they do what they call scouting the area and they try to generate the interest. And there was virtually, and if you've been to Houston, it's an unwalkable city anyway. So it's not like people can just walk up to the fight and come. If you go in Houston, you got to have a car. So there was not enough interest in seeing that fight. So that's kind of what it was from what I heard. And people got to remember the Texans have a game the next day. So if you're going to pay $120 for a game, you might go see the boxing event on Saturday too. So that's the
Why
only.
would they put it in Houston anyway? Why wouldn't they put it in there around their area? You can have.
Maybe it was all well. The fight was supposed to be December
Can't you
14th.
use the? Can't y'all use the wherever the Wizards play
Hold
free?
up, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on 1 second. Hold up. December 14th. It was the fight supposed to have been going down. So December 14th is because right now, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked because Washington Commanders played the Saints December 15th. Now it's in New Orleans, but the way the Washington Commanders is playing right now, fans is traveling. They're going to see Washington play right now.
Nah, I think a lot of them will stay back for the fight. Tank draw. If Tank is fighting in that area, he's gonna draw, bro.
No, he's not. He's not gonna draw Washington, who's never had a quarterback. Come on, man. Let's be real.
Now I feel you though. The kid playing good. You know, he threw the bomb and caught the Hail Mary. I'm glad that helped my football pool out.
Overall, he's the offensive rookie of the year. Clearly,
Right now, he's the MVP of the league to me. 'Cause I don't know what.
no, he's
I
not
mean,
Lamar Jackson, bro. Stop hating on Lamar Jackson.
I'm not hating on Lamar. I love Lamar, but Lamar out there, he done
And
lost
then,
to Cleveland.
and then you got the Baltimore Ravens playing in New York. So if they don't go down to New Orleans, they'll go to New York for the Baltimore game.
Yeah.
That ain't number.
I wouldn't worry about none of that
3.5 hour trip.
stuff. But Tank gotta just, I mean, I don't know what to do. That's why this boxing stuff is just so frustrating. Just like the game Undisputed. It's the same thing. They made it perfect for the way how I feel about boxing right now. You know, it is, why do we have to sit and talk about this and wonder and why these dudes don't want to fight, bro? Back in the day, these dudes was men fought, man. But now these new cats move funny, man. They dress weird, they talk funny. I don't know. I'm over them.
The Washington Wizards doesn't have a game on that. The only game they got is
Nobody was gonna watch them anyway, so they
no.
could have just.
What I'm talking about is the arena. I'm not talking about watching.
I know.
I'm talking about the arena.
It's available.
The Washington Wizards, the Verizon Center is available because they got a game on the 8th, and then the next game they have is on the 19th.
Well, they should just do it in there, and I guarantee you they'll sell 10,000, 12,000 tickets for sure.
I mean, he probably will sell. But
I think Tank will sell out.
I don't know why this fight
Washington
isn't free. That's my thing. The fight should be free.
No, it shouldn't be. Well, maybe not on pay per view, BVO, but they got to make some money, bro. You know.
I mean, if it's going to be free, then that means you got to come up with bigger guarantee purse. Tank Davis ain't fighting for no $2-3 million when he's getting somewhere around 10 million on the back end. He like, well, if I fight for free, y'all gotta give me at the minimum $10 million.
Talking about Michael Gardner, man, it ain't the same no more, man.
We don't got Don King and Bob Arum anymore, Mike. We just don't.
Now I bet you people appreciate Big Don now, man. Back in the day, it looked like the media made it look like he was this terrible person. But as I grew as an adult, I realized Big Don was the man. You know what I mean? I learned that some years and years ago. I realized that Don King was making these fights happen, man. When I started seeing
the fans always appreciated Don. They just knew he was a crook, but they always appreciated him.
Was he a crook?
Hey, Free, don't say that about Don, man. Uncle Carl watched the
Was he a crook? I mean, Mike Tyson was making $30 million a fight.
Yeah, how much was Don making on the back end?
Hey,
I don't know. I don't care.
No, actually, Mike Tyson wasn't making 30 million under Don. He wasn't making 30 under Don.
No, he wasn't.
Man, we gotta be careful because I know Uncle Carl watched the show, man. Shout out to Carl King, man. I know you watched the show, Uncle Carl.
Well,
I don't think D Free meant that. We know Don
Big
King.
Don is
we know BVO ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna call it what I see.
Well, I'm gonna call it what I see. And Big Don made the fights. Ray Mercer and Tommy Gunn and all them niggas. Big Don was making the rumbles, man. I don't give a damn how much money he was taking.
No,
That
he
he
made the fights, but he definitely
well, and the
was
fighters got
scamming
paid
them
too.
G's.
They
He
all
was
wanted to be with Don. They was getting paid. They just
no,
didn't know how to manage their money right.
they didn't all want to be with Don. There wasn't no other real big
All
promotional
right,
company like
well,
that.
too bad.
He
So
kind
you
of
got to be with Don.
he kind of monopolized the game at the time.
Big Don was taking all the money because he was putting all the work in promoting these fights. I got to get
So
paid. The
I
boss
mean,
got to get paid.
I
You
understand
niggas
y'all.
is just rumbling.
I understand y'all like crooks. I like for the fighters to get
Hold
paid.
on. Hey,
I don't care what he is. I like Big Don. I like his swag, his chains. You know what I mean? All that fancy fly ish. And Big Don is the greatest promoter of
We
all
can't hear you,
time.
BBO. We can't hear you.
Prize, 1 second. We cannot say that about, man. Like I said, I'm not joking. Uncle Carl watched the show, man. Uncle Carl, I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't care about it getting out of hand.
I
Well, we know Free don't care, BBO. I care. But
Carl,
nevertheless, Big Don is the man, and y'all
No,
gonna respect him. Y'all, Bob Arum do the same thing and worse. You know what I'm saying? But we want to just bash Big Don. Nah, Big Don gave you the fights. Yes, Big Dre, he did take the money that he was
hold on.
owed.
Hey, Free, drop the link real quick. I want Big Dre to come up. I'm about to cook, man. You
he
cannot
about to say the same thing I said.
What?
about Uncle Don. You can't talk about Grandpa Don like that, man.
He said Mike had been said to make 30 million to fight, but Don was taking more than his fair share. Well, it wasn't, Mike wasn't
Who,
doing nothing before Big Don.
who helped you make 30 million? Uncle Don did.
Uncle Donnie. Uncle Donnie was cutting checks. And you niggas didn't know how to read your contracts and didn't know that he was charging you for towels and hot massages, then that's your fault. Y'all would have been all on top of that. You know, that's just it. So yeah, he was charging for towels. I would have charged for towels too because he was fronting all the money. He fronted all them hotels and all them flights and all that stuff and all your
Yeah,
first
but
class dinners and all that. I need
let
reparation.
let Prize boss do that to him. And Prize ready to go to jail for that.
They can't do that to me. They
Uh,
You
can't.
think they
I
can't?
pro-
You think they can't?
they can't. They can't.
You think they
I'm
can?
protected by the union. I know if
No,
my I got they had to they already had to pay me money before because the contractor was not paying. Hold on. Like you
I
say,
know.
don't cut me off. Hold on, like you said, a contractor was not paying into my annuity, and when I found out, because I track my annuity and how much I make a year and all my pension and stuff. I track all of that stuff, right? That's what we do, right? Okay, so I'm like, yo, this mofo ain't pay me like 440. It was like 5,100 or something. I went back to my union. The union made it right. They had to cut that check straight to my annuity.
I'm glad you mentioned the union because the union is the biggest crooks of them all.
Yeah, we want
So
we're the building
what are you
trades.
talking about?
No,
What are you talking
we're
about?
not the crooks. We take care of families.
No,
We
I
no
I used to work for the union.
no
They
y'all.
crooks.
See,
No,
you a
they crooks.
scab free. I didn't know you was a scab.
No, I used to work
You a
for the
scab.
union. They crooks.
No, we ain't crooks. We
No,
take we do
they
what's right.
crooks. They crooks.
If it wasn't for us,
I ain't never been
if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't see none of them skyscrapers that you see. You wouldn't see
No,
none of them. It wouldn't exist because the non-union boys ain't knowledge enough. They don't got enough schooling, and I got an engineering degree. They don't got
no,
that. They're
no.
not smarter than
I'm
me.
glad. I'm glad you believe that because they finally they got job believing that
They
because if
got
you
jobs
if,
and they make $20
no,
less than I do.
listen.
We
If
do the
you think
same thing and they make $20 less than I do. So go ahead, go non-union, everybody.
listen. If you think without the union they're not going to build skyscrapers, you sadly mistaken. The
Man,
economy
please,
is gonna thrive without the union or with the
please.
union.
The
It's
union
gonna
been
yeah,
around from
free,
the
thrive.
free,
beginning of
yeah,
time.
before you,
The union been around from the beginning of time, my brother. The union I can go into the doctor's office and skip all the lines. I can go. My daughter goes to my kids go to the dentist every 6 months like you supposed to because of my union.
No, I can too. And
My
it's not because of the
union,
union. It's not because of the union. Because your union,
hold on, let me ask
and
hold
you
on,
don't want to start
hold on,
comparing premiums.
your
right, so
union benefits ain't better than mine.
You
Because you
don't.
won't get
That's
let me ask you this real quick. Let me
see
ask you this
that
real
you
quick.
crazy. You
your
Hold
tripping.
union benefits ain't
on,
better.
You tripping.
It ain't better than the federal government. I can tell you that right now. It ain't
Shit.
better than the federal government.
All right.
I
so,
guarantee you it ain't. I
Yeah.
guarantee you it ain't.
police union,
We get federal government checks. I know what they look like. They
Oh, you're
cool.
not a part of the police union, Free?
Huh?
You don't
Free
work.
is no. He is scab. He is scab.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You say you non-union. You talking like you a scab.
I'm not a part of the union. I'm not.
Then you a scab.
No, I'm independent. That's the difference. You need somebody. I don't.
I don't need nobody now.
You do. You need the union.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Because if the union crumbled tomorrow, I can go get in a Case 580 backhoe or excavator and make it dance all over this world.
Why?
Because of the union. Because of the union taught me the union taught me a trade and a skill that I have that most people don't. Most people will look at the building trades, and when you building big bridges and you driving down the street and you say, dang man, why is all this traffic? The construction guys are doing da 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 da, and we be putting that pipe in the ground, there's electric lines all in the ground. Man, you wouldn't even sniff to get in that machine because you probably would kill everybody around it. You probably
Hey, don't say.
I guarantee you could put it up against any federal benefit. I guarantee it ain't better than mine.
A federal benefit. What you mean?
I guarantee it ain't better than mine. Not only do I have my law enforcement benefits, but I also have the United States Army benefits. Federal
Them checks is cool. My dad get one. They cool.
You did 6 years?
Huh?
You did your 6 years?
Do you what?
You did your 6 years?
Me too, Big Dre. Me too, Big Dre.
6 years?
Me too, Big Dre.
My dad did 6 years. I wanted you to do your 6 years to get the full benefit.
Me too, Big Dre.
Dog.
When you went to the Army, did you get the full benefit or you was there for 4?
His premium probably high as hell, Big Dre.
That's where people don't understand the military. Everybody think 4 years. Military is not
6 years because my dad told me.
No, military is not 6 years. It's not 4 years. It's not.
He told me how it worked. He did an 8-year contract. It's 4
but
years.
I know how the military works. My dad's been in the military. My dad been a Marine over 30 years, so I already know what that's like.
Listen, what I'm telling you. You don't need to do 6 years or 4 years. I'm gonna tell you why. Infantry is only a 2-year MOS. It's only a 2-year MOS.
Infantry. Okay, that makes sense. That's true.
It's only a 2. I was a combat engineer.
Okay, because my dad was in Desert
19 Bravo, combat engineer.
Yeah, my dad was in Desert Storm, so I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that's.
And my dad was in all of that. My dad was in the first Iraq joint. He went to the second one. He went to Jordan. He went to Turkey. He went all over the place acting crazy. Now, so I know what the military. I grew up as a military. My dad is a military man. He's a Marine. So
right.
I get it. I understand, but I be looking at his stuff. I be looking at his stuff. And I look at my union stuff, and I be like, "Shoot, man, my stuff."
It depends on exactly what Michael Garner said. It depends on what your MOS. Because if you're infantry, your MOS is only 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to re-up every 2 years.
That is true.
Yeah, you have to re-up every 2 years.
Yeah, infantry is a whole different beast. Because it's kind of funny that you infantry and you became a cop. Because my dad was telling me they usually don't want infantrymen as cops because they say you guys are too aggressive.
No, I know a lot of guys that was
shout out Big Drizzy.
That's cops. I wasn't infantry, but I know a lot of guys that was infantry that's cops.
No, right I didn't say none. I just said they usually don't like that.
Oh. Because I'm about to say I know a lot of them that's cops.
Because you guys are too militant. When an MP, like my dad was an MP, when they take playing, they do it now.
Yeah. A lot of those guys that was MPs go right back into law enforcement in the civilian when they get into the civilian
nice and calm, man.
Yeah, they go right back into the law enforcement.
Yeah,
but like my cousin, he was infantry for the Marines. He was a DC a DC officer, but now he works for Homeland Security. He did a year with the MPDs in DC, and then he switched over to Homeland Security. Right when they was starting up Homeland Security, he switched over.
I'll tell you what, if you can't find the skill, I would definitely suggest going to the Army. If you can't find the skill, go to the Army, man. Go to any of the Air Forces, any of the armed services. You guys will make a good living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially if you don't got no kids.
I know guys right now that went in for the whole 9/11 and they only did roughly 17 months. They
Mhm.
did roughly 17 months and they getting a paycheck for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Mike
But you
Garner
know,
said I did.
that's
I
cool. You
did.
know,
He hold on
shout
one
out to
second.
my
Hold on one second.
unions.
Mike said I did. I signed for 5. My son did his 5 and signed back up for 3. What you saying is
Yeah,
true because the unions made everyday life better for the worker. We got the 5-day work week from them. We got the 8-hour work day from them. So I'm not against the unions at all. That's just I mean I respect D Free's opinion, but I'm not against the
I
unions.
don't. He talked like a scab.
Like I said, I mean we had
And I'm with the homie Big Drizzy. I put my union benefits up like what he said, that comment he said. I do that too.
when I was a contractor for Comcast, the union tried to come and set up and we voted them out.
Yeah, y'all voted out prevailing wages and to do
No,
scab work.
it wasn't no scab work. No, we was making 400 for me. I said 400. We was making $4,000 every 2 weeks.
Man, that ain't man. We go down our union boys. We go down in the pipeline, be making $3,600 in a week, easy
Yeah,
money.
yeah. You putting your life on the line. I'm not. All I'm
No,
doing
we
is
not a pipeline. No, I'm not. I'm
listen what I'm
sitting.
saying.
I'm sitting pipe in the ground. I got an
No,
excavator. I got an excavator. Just listen. I
no.
got an excavator.
I understand
I
all
got
that.
the bucket. I
I
got
know
the pipe.
about.
I got the pipe right hooked up to
I
my
know
excavator,
about
and I'm
all
sitting
that.
it
No,
in the dirt and burying
I
it.
did
Where am
construction
I
work.
going to die at?
I
There's
did
nothing to do.
construction work.
You can't
Listen,
kill yourself. You
Oh,
got to be a
hold on.
fool to kill yourself on the pipeline.
listen,
Pride, you
Price.
going crazy, man.
I
Hold on one
did
second.
construction work.
Man,
I know about all that. What I'm saying is, dog, all I did was run a cable line from your wall to your TV. I was getting $4,000 every pay
that's
week.
not construction. I mean, I guess so. Electrician.
That's a
Okay, you
technician,
never. Yeah,
cable
electrician.
technician. What are you talking about? I'm a
Yeah.
technician.
All right.
I
Yeah.
could run a line behind your wall if I wanted to.
Well,
It's a custom wall, outlet.
they ain't coming on my job in the state union. That's for
No,
sure. The electricians will run them lines.
no,
The union.
I could run a custom outlet behind your wall if I wanted to. I know how to do it all. But what I'm saying is, why do we need a union? We didn't need a union. We
What you
was get
mean?
we was
You
getting
sound
paid.
crazy. I don't even want to have this conversation with you.
You don't have to.
Now this is
I'm
now
not talking to
BBO.
you. I'm not
Now
talking
this
to
is
you.
when I would like to get my grandpa up here. Now with this
No,
crazy talk
like
right
I
here,
said, we
he
didn't
will
need.
body be free on this.
No, we did not need a union. We was making $4,000. No, we were
Man.
contractors. We had a guaranteed
And then when you gotta bust
work.
down and pay all your insurances and all your premiums, man, that you ain't getting all that money. We had an insurance company, bro.
I didn't have to pay anything. What are you talking about? I
Man,
got benefits. I didn't have to pay anything. I got
and
benefits.
and that's cool. Y'all was getting $4,000 every 2 weeks compared to our 3,600 a week. What that? Come on, bro.
Hold on,
That's
my man
Who?
Mike Garner said he said,
Who?
I hold on one second. He said I agree with BBO. If these young kids don't know what they want to do, sign up. You can learn
yeah,
skill, get paid, free room and board, travel, and see
yeah.
what's out there here in the world.
Yeah.
I think if you
That's the
don't know
reason.
what you're
I
gonna do,
wish I
man.
would have did that so I could
That's the
have.
reason
I
why I
like
went in.
traveling.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I think if you're a young kid and you not sure what you should do, man, go sign up for the armed forces. I think it'd be one of the best decisions you make in your life.
That's the reason why I went in. When I graduated high school, I went straight to the military because I didn't at the time I didn't know that I had a scholarship, and I said I'm not going to sit out on the corner like the rest of my friends was doing. So I went straight to the military. I graduated in '94, May 5th of 1994, October 10th of 1994. I was getting on the plane to go to Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri.
I'll be honest.
Shout out to
I
P3.
would love to see my oldest. I would love to see her be part of the ROTC. I think that's
Yeah,
very important, man.
that's tough to get into. Back when I was in North Carolina, that ROTC was tough to get into, dog.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, these kids gotta understand.
Yeah, that's the deal.
Focus
That's a
that
big deal.
money government if you
it
can.
was it was tough for you to get an ROTC.
Back around in the Carolinas, it was.
Dang. I mean, in
Well, they
DC
got
and
a
Maryland,
huge program in North Carolina. That's why it's huge there. It's
in
huge.
in,
But they
in
got that
DC.
big base there, right?
Like, cause I like around, cause I like lived around Duke and University of Duke in Carolina. Like them ROTC programs, boy, them test
Yes.
scores better be super high to come up in there. Them people that
Hey,
was wearing them
Michael
ROTC
God.
uniforms to school.
Michael Garden, I did my AIT at Fort Lost in the Woods as well. Everybody else left the post. The people that was combat engineers, because it's a combat engineer post. Everybody that was a combat engineer had to stay in Fort Lost in the Woods.
I'm about to get lost in the woods, man.
It's Fort Leonard Wood, but we call it Fort Lost in the Woods because it's in the middle of the woods. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of the woods.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yep, I did my basic at AIT there too, as well. Yep, basic. And you know what, Michael Garner, I'm gonna tell you what's funny, because I was having this debate with somebody. They asked me where I did my my AIT at after I finished my basic training. I said I did it at Fort Leonard Wood. They was like, no, you didn't. I said, no, how you gonna tell me where I did my AIT at? He said, no, you couldn't have did your AIT in Fort Leonard Wood because that's not a place where combat engineers do their AIT at. I said, dog, I did my AIT in Fort Leonard Wood. He was like, no, you lying. I need to see your DD-214. I said, dog, I'll show you my DD-214, but you got to give me $200 to show it to you. Because I know what the truth is. So in order for me to show it to you, you got to give me $200. You're like, nah, I'm not doing that. He was like, no, don't nobody do AIT in Fort Leonard Wood. I'm like, I did. And it's funny that you just said that, because I had that argument with somebody. He tried to tell me that you don't do AIT at Fort Leonard Wood.
My dad still got his was it DD-214? He still carries military ID. So I said my dad still carry his military ID.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to.
I'm saying he hasn't been active since like 94, 95.
No, I mean my stepfather, he still had his his DD-214 before he passed. Matter of fact, my mother still has it, but he still had his DD-214. Because I mean, if anything ever happened and you want to show proof, like say you lose your military ID or something like that, or something happened with the system or whatever, in order for you to prove that you was in the military, you got to show that DD-214. Because anybody that come out of the service, they're going to have a DD-214 and they're going to tell you what you was released for, whether it was good conditions, general conditions, under honorable conditions, or I mean, I said good. It's either honorable conditions, general conditions, under honorable conditions, or general under bad conditions, or a dishonorable discharge. So it's going to tell, and it's going to tell the reason why you was discharged, if you was discharged early, whether it was medical, misconduct, or like I said, honorable or dishonorable discharge. So it's going to tell everything on it. It tells your whole history of the military. Tell you what you came in as, what you left, what rank you left when you left the military. It tells everything. Where you serve your post at and all that. It tells everything on it. I still have mine in my folder in my room.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is that you earn that kind of stuff. So if you got it, you ain't nobody capping about that. You earn that. You definitely earn that.
Yeah, they trying to do a little. I don't know about he said the VA Uncle Sam thinks it's up. They trying to do a little better though. They trying to do a little better.
Yeah, they just I think what it is, people understand it's a lot.
Yeah, they do have military prison down there too as well.
It's a lot of politics when it comes to armed forces. So even though they're supposed to be apolitical, it's a lot of politics in the armed forces, man.
Yeah, I mean, because the commander in chief is the president. He's the commander in chief.
No, I'm not talking about just. I'm just talking about just in general to move up. We all know about the great.
No, but I'm just saying the military is there to protect the country, so it's going to be politics involved. It's there to protect the country, so they always going to have politics involved. Anything that got to deal with the government is going to be politics involved. Even the police force got politics involved.
They definitely do. They definitely do.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this though. The cool thing is, man, we on the rise, man. Shout out to my man 78 Sports. Me and Crush say this all the time. We coming for your number one spot. We know you the best, but we coming for your spot. And I got a chance to talk to you a couple of days ago, OG. We coming for your spot. It's your boy BBO. It's your boy Puerto Rican Free, the Great Debater. And that's my man Prize, aka Rolly Prize. We ain't see the AP. Let's see the watch real quick.
Nah, no APs tonight.
And on that one, we gone, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
If I can find, I'm like hardcore. How you turn this thing up?
We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BBO. Let them know every time I punch,